I got a question the other day that prompted me to make this video, and someone had asked me, why is it so hard to make money online? Now, if I remember back to when I was starting off, I used to have the same thing as well too. I used to get angry at those people who promised, that you could make 100,000 in, a month, or that you could, send off an email to some offline business and they would put $300 or whatever in your bank account just like clockwork, and you could rely on it. And when that didn't happen for me, like that person, I was angry. Was there something I never at the time, again, I was naive. I never thought, well, is it something that they're telling me, or is it me? Now, in my own case, I thought it was something wrong with me, because they were proclaiming in all their sales letters that it was simple to do. You just follow this routine, you do this and you do that and the other, and the money will just come flowing in. And I followed that, I followed their routines, and for whatever reason it didn't work out for me. So what I did was I blamed myself. It's me that's the problem here. It's not them. What they're telling me works. They've showed me in screen capture, so they've shown me that, so that is proof that it works. But again, I was naive. I didn't realize there was so many people out there who would say anything for you for a quick buck, especially in the work from home niche. You'll find people will take screen capture of just random checks, put them on a sales letter and let on that it's theirs, or that they've made so many sales on Warrior Plus in the last week. But it's just a simple bit of a screen capture. Their name's not linked to it or anything like that. But as I said, I was naive at the time. I assumed people weren't lying to me. If they were making money online, why would they lie about it? So, like that person, I did question, is it possible to make money online? And I did for the longest time. I remember spending a fortune on Google AdSense at the time, and for whatever $100 maybe I was paying out, I was lucky if I was taking $2 in profit. Now, the reason was I was naive, I didn't know everything, and I was making stupid newbie mistakes. So that's what I thought I'd cover in this video. I try and help point out the mistakes that you may be making, or make you think about your business in a new way that will put you on a better path, and that you might find that making money online isn't as hard as you think it is. Now, first thing I'd like to say is, again, going back to that, don't believe everything you read on sales letters. If you assume that everybody is telling you the truth, they're wrong. So go to people who have a name, have a bit of trust, are recommended by average people, not just people who, I see in the internet marketing niche, you get the same internet marketers appearing on other internet marketers' sales letters, promoting their products, saying it's the best thing ever and that you should really buy a copy and it's the best thing since the earth cooled. If you find a lot of that in a sales letter and nobody else's testimonials, I would run from the hills, because that is just people backing each other up and making some money off you because of it. So have a look at the people that you are looking to buy products of. Be wary of them. Another thing too is, and this was something that I didn't realize until later on, it was something that I had read in a Dan Kennedy book, and when I came upon it, he was totally right. Not everybody is fit to have an online business. Now, I'm not demeaning anybody. I'm not saying anybody is stupid and that I'm clever because I can make some money, and somebody maybe who isn't doing it isn't as clever as me. What I mean is, some people come trying to create an online business with an employee attitude. Now, what I mean by that is, when they come online, they're probably working offline a 9 to 5 for a business for a while, somebody else's business probably. They're probably just a small cog in the wheel, but they had a boss that they would report to, and that boss probably reported to somebody higher up. So what happened was, when you would go to work, that boss would lay out all the actions you would need to do that day. He would say, we need this done by the end of the week, we need you to make these sales calls, we need you to whatever they need to do, whatever the job was, your boss would say, all these actions need to be done. Now, when people go home and they try and create an online business, because they've always had somebody over their shoulder who's been nagging them, who's been, on their case, who's been at them to create better work or do their job better, when they come home then and try and work from home and do an online business, they don't have that person looking over the shoulder. They don't have that person saying, here, switch off the TV there, get your arse back over there, that laptop, write out a blog post or write a couple of pages of fiction, or there's no reason why you can't lift up your iPhone and record a video or put something on YouTube or something like that. And they don't have that. They may have these spurts where they may see somebody has done well, or they may kind of get some motivation, some maybe some other business, or maybe they listen to a motivational Tony Robbins thing or something like that, and it gets them all fired up, and they take off again for a while and they do a couple of actions. But slowly over time, because they haven't got that person looking over their shoulder, they slowly kind of just dwindle down again, and they don't put out as much work as they used to, they don't show up as often, the TV is just it's their best buddy again, and they fall by the wayside. And while I wouldn't say I was like that in the beginning, I would say I wasn't the perfect employee for my own business. I would probably show up regularly, but I would get too distracted. I'd probably find myself, surfing on the net, looking at ridiculous things, or maybe having a look and checking out other people's products. If there was a new release out, I would read the email, I'd be straight over reading that sales letter, and then imagine how my life would be wonderful with that product. And if I had the cash at hand, I would probably just, whip out the credit card or hit the PayPal button and buy it, and then I would get distracted going off then trying to create that business that I had just purchased because I needed to prove it would work. And then the next thing, another email come along, and I'd find something else in the inbox that was really inviting, and I'd go off on another tangent, and I was leaving half websites behind me, half written books, reports that never were finished, never did videos or anything like that, but I had like a wake of half left projects behind me. And again, that was because while I was probably showing up regularly, I had this kind of employee mentality rather than a boss mentality, or kind of, as I said, once nobody was looking at me or nobody was telling me what I need to be doing at any particular time, I was just free and easy and doing whatever I wanted to do. So that's probably another reason why a lot of people don't make money online. It's because they can't focus themselves. They're too easily distracted with emails coming in, buying products that have no relation to what they're doing at the moment. If you are a fiction writer and you see somebody says, oh, you're going to earn $400, creating websites for hairdressers. Is that product really what you should be buying? Should you not be focusing on what you should be, stay in your own lane? And as I said, for the longest time I was stupid like that. I jumped from lane to lane and wondered why I never got anywhere. So that is probably one of the main reasons that people don't make it online. It's because they're their own worst employee. They're constantly distracted, not doing the work they need to do. Now, another thing too I found over time that has made a big difference in my life in this past couple of years, and that is taking on something that I had learned from Dan Meredith and Kevin Smith. And that was just, even though you may look up to other people, you may look up at maybe some podcaster, or you may look up to somebody who has a huge online business, they're just the same as you. They're a human being, and if they can do it, if they've done it legitimately and they're not kind of all smoke and mirrors, there's no reason why you can't do the same yourself. Now, what I mean is that for the longest time I didn't have any faith in myself. Now, there was no chance in a million years would I be talking to a camera, a couple of years back. I had absolutely no confidence I could speak to camera, and I was doing things that were within my comfort zone, things that weren't putting me, I wasn't putting my head above the pulpit, or I wasn't doing anything that could draw criticism to myself. I was writing generic blog posts, 10 ways to lose weight, something simple like that, where I was giving knowledge away, but nobody could say, that's the worst piece of crap I've ever read, or who says, why have you got that opinion, or I wasn't drawing any attention to myself. And I found that if you do push yourself, get out of your comfort zone, do things that you haven't done before, it does make a big difference. And I think that has been a big difference in my life this past couple of years, is getting myself out of my comfort zone, doing things where, you know, I'm probably going to make a fool out of myself, doing videos, doing podcasts. Again, you can look back at any of my videos and podcasts probably in the early days. They haven't been very good, but they're out there, and that's something you need to think about. You know, it's better to be out there than be out there with a kind of rough and raw package, rather than not being out there because you haven't perfected it, or you're waiting for the right moment. A lot of people are waiting for the right moment in certain parts of their business. I don't know when the right moment is ever going to kick into place. And again, I was like that too. I was looking for the right moment. I was looking for the right moment to create an email list. I was waiting for the right moment to do things like these, to do videos where I'm talking to camera. I don't know when that right moment was ever going to happen. I don't know if there was ever going to be a moment when the clouds were going to part and a finger was going to come down and point at me and say, Barry, now's the day you need to start recording those videos. Now this is the day you need to do a podcast. Or now's the day you need to knuckle down and actually do the work. So if we just loop back around to the question again, why is it so hard to make money online? Well, if you just go through that again, you know, it's probably because you're easily distracted. You're probably just chasing loads of rabbits and you're not staying with one. You're jumping from lane to lane to lane. You're probably your own worst employee. You know, you're probably, you know, doing the work when people are looking at you or bragging about it on social media. But, you know, when you're left on your own, you know, the TV is more inviting than the laptop. It's very easy to watch a box set of Netflix, then type up a couple of emails or do a blog post, or just to pick up your phone and do a video like I'm doing here. And again, you know, the more you are willing to get out of your comfort zone, the more you and your business are going to grow. And as I said, that has been one thing that I have noticed in the last couple of years. The more I've got out of my comfort zone, the more I've put myself out there, and the more I've been willing to embarrass myself, thanks to what Dan Meredith had put into me, the more I have grown and the more profitable it's been to me. So, you know, think about what you're doing at the moment. You know, listen back to this video if you need to, but if you aren't, or if you are maybe guilty of any of those things, well then, as I said, that's probably a reason why you're finding it difficult at the moment to make money online. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to know more about me, you can send an email, or if you want to ask me a question, you're very welcome to. If you send an email to barryjmcdonald@gmail.com, or if you'd like to know more about me and what I do, and how I help people out with self-publishing and promotion and all those different things, you're very welcome to come over to writecom.com. That's WRITECOME.com, and you'll find me and all my great content and courses over there. So thanks for sharing your time with me again today, and take care and have a great day. Bye bye.